Sneekylinux back in the house, back in the house, back in the house, yeah? I told you to do some more stuff. And here it comes. Now, I cut my teeth on Linux 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. That's how I got into Linux. Because I was poor, I didn't know hardware, but I wanted to use Linux. And Puppy, for me, was really the easiest way to get into it, okay? So is Linux really relevant today? And I'm come to show you. Yes, it really is. Because it can do so much more than most of your newer distributions can do on less power and less memory, okay? Don't expect it to be the best of the best in the world, but if you've got some hardware that's a few years old and you want to be super fast and everybody in your house to use it, this is the one for you, to be honest. Now, I've got Tahr 64 here, which is 605. It's not been updated in a little while, although there's some extras you can get, and as you can see, I've installed it here onto a small partition. Now, I tried to install it on my 5960X system, okay? It just didn't want to know. And I tried to install it on my other system, which I can't tell you about just yet. It just didn't want to know, really. Well, you can install it, but the resolution, it didn't like newer graphics cards. There's no drivers for them, as respect. And if you try to download them, there's a bit of a problem. Also, wireless is a bit, shall we say, fruity, and it doesn't like modern LAN, okay? So a way round this would be, which you shouldn't have to do on newer systems, is to get an old LAN card, put it in your system, and it'll work just fine, okay? Just fine, okay? But you shouldn't have to do that. But then again, it's not really meant for that, is it, really? Puppy is really meant for older systems. I'm going to do one on Legacy OS again. I haven't done Legacy OS for donkey's years. But for really older machines, it could be the one for you. So anyway, because I couldn't get it running properly at a decent resolution, okay, a decent one, it just wouldn't do right. I've had to put it in the box here, okay, and I managed to get a reasonable resolution out of it. It still won't do proper 1080p, okay, proper, not proper 920. No, it does 1600, okay. But that will do, okay. It looks okay on the screen, doesn't it? So I can see anyway. So that's okay. So that's installed on a partition. So we're ready to go, basically, okay. My firewall is enabled. I've got left. I've got 5 gig of space. I'll give it 8 gig anyway. This is in VirtualBox. You can use boxes if you want to. It should run super fine. But really, it is really meant for a little bit older hardware. So if you've got a system, say 5, 6 years old, that you don't know what to do with, or you're about to chuck it away, or try to sell it, don't. Just reuse it. You've bound to get a monitor hanging around, and all the ancillaries to go with it. Don't get rid of it. Okay, if you've never seen Linux before, it's not like any other distribution you have seen before. So I'll go through it with you quickly here. File, help, mount. So we've got our file system. Remember, it uses Jim's Windows Manager, okay? Or JWM. And it's really fast. Ooh, see how fast it is. Really, really fast. And I've not give it hardly any cores or any RAM or anything. I've just given it a basic amount of stuff, okay? Just basic. Rox is your file here, your file manager. It does the job. That's all you really need to do, okay? All you really need. You get a help setting. You can mount your drives from here. Install. Should we click it and find out? Of course. Right, from here, you can actually install it to your hard drive. I'll just click it for you so you can see. You can install it to a USB flash drive, a USB hard drive, an internal adapter. Maybe you've got a little card. This goes back to the days of netbooks more than anything else. I've got a little actually, it's an EPC 701, one of the old ones that came with like basically nothing really. How it still runs, I don't know. But I've taken it on holiday and it does the job. Or internal hard drive, ID or SATA, or ID SATA flash drive. Do we really use them anymore? I don't know. Or USB flash drive, a U-disk on chip. Okay, that could be one of the newer ones. Or if you're really, really old like me, you might have an ancient SCSI drive lying around. Or you must want to put it to a disk. That's what you can do, okay? So I'm going to quit that because I don't want to install it. I've already installed it on this little system, haven't I? So what you do once you get it in, well, basically once you get it installed, which takes 2 minutes, if that, first thing to do here with Tahr 605 or even the 32-bit version, is go to bug fix, and this is what will happen. You get this come up. But before that, this won't be here, okay? You won't get the quick browser thing. But from here you can have all your info, so you can change the kernels if you want to. Go to the Puppy search engine. Okay, browsers. You can install any browsers you want to. Chrome is a bit of a pain up the backside at the moment, so we won't really worry about that. Under Internet, Flash you can install, Java, Skype, Dropbox installer, Google Earth, Or has somebody not spelled that right? I don't think that's properly spelled righty, or unless it's something different. Under audio, Google Music Manager, QWMP, Mix, which I've installed, and Spotify. It all works. Under video, OpenShot you can install, Avid Emacs. Nobody really uses Avid Emacs anymore. I did 12 years ago, because that was one of the only ones available. And you can also get Kodi. And for your webcam, GUVC View. Okay. Under graphics, you can install GIMP, MyPaint, Blend. You can get whatever you want to. So if you've got an old dual core lying around, this is going to be ideal. It'll be super duper. Just an old lappy, you get so much stuff running. Right under games, you're saying, oh, there'll be no games, there'll be no Steam. Yes, you can get the Steam client. But please bear in mind, if you're going to install Steam, you're only be able to run games at certain resolutions, okay? You'll be right with ETS here, European Truck Simulator. That will run super fine, and a lot of the others. But higher end games that want a lot of other stuff, you may even be able to get Rocket League running on low, okay? It will run on low, okay? Office, OpenOffice, LibreOffice, Thunderbird, Calibra, Stellarium, Wine, VirtualBox, and VMware. They've got a thing here called Useful Pets, which is Conky. I'm not going to explain what Conky is because most of you should know that. If not, Google it, okay? And some others will probably do some videos on this anyway. Or there is tons and tons of video how to configure your Conky. And there's other stuff here as well. Then your drivers, okay? So if we go to Video Upgrade Wizard, if you click here, you cannot install that driver, okay? I've got an NVIDIA 10 series here. It ain't going to download. It don't want to know, even with the 32-bit compatibility, okay? Which is a real big pity, because I really wanted to get on hardware, okay? But I'll play around. There's probably a way around it, and I just don't know what it is yet. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. Under Setup, this is one of the first screens you may get once you've installed it. You can change the language, country, start up mouse, keyboard, accelerate graphics, graphics and screens, sound, internet, and printer. Now remember, this is all going to be old school for you. It's going to be really old school stuff. But this is what you might want to cut your teeth on, to be honest with you. Under Edit, you get Genie. What more would you want? Basic editor. And then of course you get Terminal, which goes straight into basically root. Basically, remember, Puppy runs as root as standard. You can change it if you want to. So if I put in here HStop will arrive for me and tell you how much my system is using. As you can see, even though I've installed a load of stuff, I'm using under 500 meg of RAM. If we go back 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that would be quite a bit, to be honest with you. But nowadays, it's just a drop in the ocean. So, here, there, you know what I mean? Of course you do. Oh, yes. Anyway, you get Write, Calc, Paint. See? There's everything here already installed on the CD before you start. The basic download is around about 250 to 280. It depends on the 32-bit or 64. But all these programs are here. GNumeric is basically a spreadsheet editor. Most of you should know that. And there is Abbey Word, a writing editor. You can get LibreOffice and all the others, as I've just shown to you. Oh, the drawing one. I'll show you that. Okay. It's Inkscape Lite. We use this in school. It's super duper. I like it. Nice. Right. SeaMonkey's your basic browser, and you're going to want to move on from that, to be honest with you. You won't want to use that all the time, because it's just not stable enough. Not for me, anyway, okay? Not for me. You get an email client. I'm not going to put it up. You get XChat for your chat. You get Osmo for your planning, okay? So you can do calendar tasks. I still don't think you can link up with any iOS or Android stuff, which is a real pity, because that would be nice. But I'll show you something else in a minute. We'll come back to that. Connect for connecting to your internet. Now, if you've got a wired internet, it should connect immediately as soon as you go into the CD and boot up. So that's super fine. Okay. Right, okay. What else has it got that you would use today? Well, I'll show you. I won't go through the top ones because you can do that yourself. The download's so small you can have a play of it on your own, okay? But gparted is here. If you're going to install it, you will need for DOS for hard drive installation, okay? You will need that. Don't worry about legacy grub. Not really worry about it. You just walk away, and walk away, okay? There's all the QuickPet stuff. See, a lot of it is duplicated in the menu, so don't worry about that too much. You configure your sound. Remember, it's only using Elsa. I've not for the life of me been able to get Pulse installed. I'll get halfway through the Pulse installation. I'll get some of it done, and nothing works. So I don't bother. Just use Elsa. Just move along and go on to the next bit. Okay. You can get some NVIDIA drivers, so that should be okay. Here also is the puppy installer I've shown you before. Wake pup on Create Boot floppy. Okay. Under utilities, there's plenty here for you. There is so much on this small download that you should keep you occupied for a good couple of hours at least, or days if you're like me. Okay. Under graphics, MT Paint as we've already seen, Inkscape Light as we've already seen. Let's get webcam browser art, and loads of peasy stuff down here, and screening to capture your windows. Okay, so if you want to make a screenshot, it's there for you. Okay, document. Okay, let's see how quick it is. And this is on my old mouse, not on my. It's on my 99p mouse. Okay, or 99-cent mouse, however you want to say it. You can get LibreOffice. Okay, it's there for you. Yes, and LeafPads as well. Under business, generic, as I've shown you before, we should get home banks. I'll open it up for you, just for doing your stuff. Not that many people do that offline, but maybe you don't want the web to know all your stuff. Okay, you might just want to do it on your computer, just for you. Okay. Also, a big one I like here is bcrypt file encryption. Basically, you add a file, enter the password, and you can send it to anybody. They have to have the password. Okay, they won't be able to open it whatsoever. Okay. Obviously, make sure it's at least 12 characters and not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because that'd be easy to crack. We don't want to do that, do we? No, of course we don't. God, this is going to be a long video now. I didn't realise it was going to be so long. Okay. Under network, firewall as standard. As you can see, the green shield on my taskbar at the bottom there is green, so that's my firewall set up. You can get Samba all set up here for you. Everything's all available for you to set up if you really want it to. Okay. Under internet, you can get a Dropbox. Okay. This is a Dropbox installer, and it's just a direct link, basically, at the end of the day. What more do you want? I've installed Chromium. Yeah, we'll talk about another day. Firefox is the one I'm using at the moment. Palman is the standard driver, standard browser. What am I saying? Oh, my God. Transmission and NuGet Download Manager. SSH for your secure remote logins. It's all here. The PUP Advert Blocker. It's up to you if you want to use it. And Adobe Flash Player Preferences. You don't have to install Flash if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. Right. Moving on. I'm going to be a drinky ching on a minute. Give me a minute, man. See, it's too fast. VLC Media Player is standard. Dead Beef is really good if you've got a really large music collection. Simple Screen Recorder is standard. So you can actually record your screencasts out of the box. Don't have anything else. So if you've got about 16 gig of RAM, you can just actually record in your RAM. Okay, just make sure you save it somewhere safe. I've installed Spotify. I'll open it up for you. There am I. I'll open it up nice and big for you. You won't be able to hear anything because I'm not going to let you. But Spotify's there, and it'll run. If you go down here and click it closed, it'll run in the background. So just click there and exit. Okay, so that's super, isn't it? Back to Multimedia again, which is my favourite section, as you all know. Okay, you get PUP Radio and PUP Telly. Have a play with that on your own. Okay, but for some of you who think, oh, well, you can't actually do too much in Puppylinux, you can actually do everything you want to. Ask a lot of the other tubers. Okay, you can do whatever you want to. That's actually the tubers that have tried it and used it on a long-term basis. It has been an uphill struggle over the years, I must admit, and there's still some bits missing. But we need more people in the forums. I must admit, I'm one of the bad ones here. I've not been on the forums for a long, long while, and I should really get my backside into gear and do some stuff, to be honest with you. Okay. Mix. Okay. Mix? What's mix? I hear you cry. What is this mix? Be your own DJ. I love the stuff. Yes, it runs on Puppylinux. No problem whatsoever. Okay. Just only keep 2 decks open. Okay. If you've got an old machine. Because even on my new machine, if I've got 4 decks up and using the vinyls and everything else, sometimes it can be a little bit dodgy. Okay, so anyway, we'll close up for you. Okay. Oh, anyone else? No. Well, you burn to CD ISO files, ISO master your ISOs, burn to Blu-ray. I've not actually tried burning to Blu-ray because I can't warrant buying a Blu-ray player for my TV, even though it's so large and is 4K, at £270, just to play the odd disc that costs nearly £30. And I've got Amazon Prime, this does 4K, and I've got Netflix that does 4K. You get me? You get me. Of course, you've got PDV, which DVD rips and shrinks and alters and burns. Oh, yeah. And a little bit of fun in there. Say you want to play a geoplanetary or an IQ puzzle, or Rubik's Cube, or picture puzzle. So look, you can do your pictures there, and just open mix, blah, 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 blah. So is Multimedia relevant today? Most definitely, but not on brand new hardware, okay? Not brand new hardware. It just is not going to work for you. Just not going to work. Maybe in 6 months, 9 months, 12 months' time, there'll be a few updates that will let it work on the modern 10 series stuff. And obviously got the new AMD cards coming along now, and CPUs. Maybe it'll work okay with them. But at the moment, no. But for stuff that's a few years old, say 4 or 5 years old, you'll put the disc in, install it, and off you go, and it'll be super fun. And you'll probably end up like me, using it a lot more than your proprietary system. Proprietary, I mean by your other Linux system, like your main system. You know what I'm saying? What you do. Anyway, that's all I've got to say tonight. I'll be back tomorrow for another video. Sneaky? Oh, no, I'm not going. I forgot to tell you. No, I'm not going at all. So, say you need a system, okay? A little joke. Did you get that? No, I don't think you did. Say you want to buy a system, and you've got £100, okay? £100, or shall we say $120 US, okay? And that's all the money you've got, and you want a system to actually play a couple of games, you know, not too high-end games. You can play ATS and stuff like that. Be able to do a bit of mix, and do everything else you want to do, play videos on YouTube. Wow. I had a little look earlier. Okay. I'll open the window up for you a bit more, so you can see. I've got two of these. It's an Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600. They go on forever. They just keep on going and going and going. The motherboards burn out, but the chips themselves just don't seem to die. £12.95. That's about $15, $16. What more can you say? So, we'll call that 12 quid, okay? We'll leave out the 95p, because maybe I'll go and collect it from my local Argos. No, I'll just go around his house. Okay. So next, you need a decent graphics card, at least if you want to play a bit of War Thunder on this machine, okay? Okay. What you will need is a 750 Tahr, okay? Try go for the 2 gig model if you can. Now, 55 quid is a bit much. You can pick them up from 30 quid upwards, okay? So we'll say 55, we'll say 50, okay? So that brings us to £62, okay? For your system. Right, now this is a bit of a bummer. There are some newer 775 boards that have been made up until recently that take the newer RAM, like this one, okay? This takes DDR3 RAM. Now, I have found in these boards, especially the smaller ones, that what happens is the boards burn out and the chip and the RAM are just fine, but the boards just ain't up to scratch. Maybe this one is different, okay? But it only wants 30 quid for it, okay? Oh, you say. So 50, 60, 70, we're up to 80 odd quid, yeah? 80 odd quid. So we nearly got a full system, okay? Nearly got a full system. So you want to use drive, okay? 13 quid, you probably find one for about a tenner, 1 terabyte drive, or 500 gig. That should do you fine. And add in a bit of extra RAM, say 4 gig to start with. You ain't going to be able to put no more than 8 gig anyway. 100 quid, $120. That'll be your system, ready to rock and roll, okay? A puppy system that can play games and do everything you really want it to do. What more can I say? I cut my teeth on it, as I said earlier in the video. It's done me fine. I still use it today. It even saved a wedding, this one, right? I was an old version of Pup, and they lost all the music, and I just happened to have my old, really old laptop with me, and we burned off the discs and done it like that. It was really easy. Super fine. Multimedia, it's got to be 5 out of 5. Even if you don't want to use it on a full-time basis, just download it and give it a try. You're going to love it. Sneaky Linux out. I see you later. Bye-bye.